So this has been a major development in the Middle East. This is as important, certainly, as what happened in the Arab winter, what some people call the Arab Spring in 2011, and its aftermath, which led to a Syrian civil war where Assad killed 600,000 of his own people, and over 10 million were internally and externally displaced. So the repercussions here, the winners and the losers. So far, the losers are Russia, which supported Syria, Iran, which used Syria in addition to Hezbollah and Hamas and the popular mobilization units in Iraq as part of its ring of fire against Israel, because they were more than happy to die. They were more than happy to have Arab blood die instead of Persian blood, if you will. Who is the big winner? The big winner is Turkey. And this is going to be a great challenge because Turkey backed the Syrian National Army, which is now attacking the Syrian Kurds, which as an American is very troubling because the Syrian Kurds are leading the SDF, the Syrian Democratic Forces, which has been our ally, which has held down ISIS, Daesh. And so this is a huge challenge because I believe that Turkey is going to use this opportunity to try to do what they did in northwest Syria, where they ethnically cleansed the Syrian Kurds to now go to the northeast of Syria and challenge the Kurds there. As far as Iraqi Kurds, this is a very troubling time because Iran will like to solidify its control of Iraq through its popular mobilization units, which will put strain on Kurdistan. So anybody who's telling you they know what's going to happen next, you should take with a grain of salt, as we say here. That means don't think you know what's going to happen. There are all different types of possibilities, and Syria is more likely to be in chaos for a long time, and its repercussions are going to be difficult to predict yet. Well, the first thing is the main rebel group, the HTS, are aligned with Turkey, but not like the Syrian National Army, maybe more under the thumb of Turkey. Right now, HTS has not prioritized going after Kurdish groups. But so HTS is one important group. The Syrian National Army is another. There are also other rebels. In fact, the first rebels came from southern Syria, which were much more moderate, and they were the first ones to take over Damascus. So right now, they're all going to be playing out. The question really is, what happens when this does play out? Will HTS be more like Al-Qaeda? Will it be like the Taliban? Will it be more like Turkey? Now, Turkey is a Muslim, is really the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, political Sunni Islamism, and that's not necessarily a good thing either. Everybody, of course, wants stability here, but the reconstruction project of what's going to go on is going to cost tens of billions of dollars and take over many, many years. And by the way, HTS may decide to make a deal with Iran again. You remember, Iran actually, before and after 9/11, sheltered Al-Qaeda terrorists. So sometimes Sunnis and Shiites in this part of the world work together. Think about Iran Shiite working with Hamas Sunni. So there are lots of interesting alliances. And Israel is frightened because it doesn't know what it's going to be there. It seems that it's a good thing that Iran and Russia are out of Syria. We could all agree upon that being overall good. The question is, what comes next? This is a huge problem. People, there are so many players here, but the Syrian Democratic Forces, the Kurds of Syria, are imprisoning tens of thousands of ISIS fighters and their families. If the Kurdish region falls in northeast Syria, there will be a great chaos, and ISIS can rise again. I've been to Iraq with the Peshmerga, and I've seen ISIS waiting for their time. They're patient. ISIS is the ideological cousin of HTS. How many degrees of separation are they from the other? Remember, this is all forms of Islamism, some more moderate, some more radical. We don't know where this is going to be. But the Syrian Kurds have moved south, taking over Deir al-Zor, an important Sunni city that's there. American forces are in Al-Tamf. This is a stabilizing force, a force multiplier for stability in the region. I would hope the Trump administration leaves them in place. But America needs to stick with its Syrian democratic forces that are led by the Kurds. One, because they've been an ally. Two, it would create, if they were not there, ISIS would rise, and that would certainly be against interest. Turkey, though, looks at the Kurds in northeast Syria. They look at all the Kurds there as the PKK, which is an American designated terrorist organization. They consider the SDS like the PKK, and that is a big problem. And Turkey, again, is now the ascendant power here, and they want to return 3 million Syrian refugees back into Syria, and they'd like to do it at the expense of the Syrian Kurds. I think the Kurds need to stand strong in Syria. They're doing what they are. They started in confronting in the east part of Aleppo, but there are many areas in Manjib that the Turks are on the offensive with. They need to fight back fully here, and they need to be speaking directly to the current American administration, the Biden administration, and try to reach out to the next administration, the Trump administration, to remind them that they are a force for stability and that they are an ally. And it's an American national security interest, not for only the reasons I just said, but America can't look like it's abandoning another